Inspired Conversations, episode number 5. Is there stillness when your mind and ego want to be in control? So just to recap on where you started with Eckhart Tolle and the ducks, and that feeling of being, or the awareness, it's that sense of just catching yourself, being aware of your thoughts.
Well, when I guess we're experiencing, that peace within ourselves, because, with Christie Marie, she said something really beautiful, because I've always heard when people go to, when they're dying, when they're about to die, they look back at their lives and go, I wish I had done that, or I wish I had followed and done something I loved, but what she was saying was her experience, or what she's found, is that when people are dying, they want to feel, that their innermost wish is to feel peace within their body and happiness. That feeling of happiness. And you can only do that when you are at peace, or when you are just within your body. You're having that moment of stillness where you're not thinking about all of this stuff. There's no thought. There's just that beautiful feeling within. You just feel it. And so then it just got me thinking about how we can all do that now. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it. But no one knows. We're not taught that. So it's a matter of, if that's the number one thing that people want just before they die and realise they haven't really experienced that, then how can you give people the tools to just do that within their life?
You kind of miss out on a whole life of feeling peace and happiness, which you can have.
Yeah, that's right. So, it does. It comes back to just being in the present moment. And because with Eckhart's, interview, he was at a duck pond, and he was being interviewed and showing the guy that was interviewing him just how to be in the moment and experience, the ducks and the beauty and all of that. And then, within, a couple of seconds, he's like, the guy was kind of like, well, what? So it's like, because the mind just wants to, it just works in that way, doesn't it?
The mind's, when that little bit of awareness starts to come in, the ego or the mind tries to take control and go, wait a minute, buddy, stop this non-thinking.
Well, it doesn't like it because it doesn't have control. It's like, no, I want the attention. Excuse me, I'm in control. And then it takes over. So it's a matter of being aware of how the mind works to then be able to be aware that that's happening and go, no, that's just the mind. I'll deal with you later. But I'm enjoying this moment, and I'm going to feel, happy in this moment, and
I think that's something that I think this is a necessary skill we all need to learn, because I felt it this morning in meditation. We were doing John Assaraf's Neuro Gym, and I could really feel my body just quieten down. I could really feel that awareness. And it's easy to do when you're doing a meditation, if that you can find that place, especially a guided meditation using science, which is helping to put you in the right state.
Yeah.
With the binaural beats playing in the background, that helps it, and it makes it easier to feel that.
Well, it distracts the mind as well.
There's a lot of there's distraction. So the mind's naturally, it's not naturally, but the mind's been, like you said, distracted, and it lets you get to that state quite easy. But I found yesterday during the day there was such a busy day with so many things going on, which weren't necessarily in flow. They seemed all over the place. And in the middle of that completely scattered energy of a busy work day, I found myself finding that little sense of awareness creeping in. But it was interesting how difficult it is to do in the moment. It's one thing to do in your meditation, but it's a whole different thing to actually feel that awareness in your day. So I think it's a skill that, and I think, I don't know, but I'd love to learn more how to switch into that state quicker. Because when the ego is throwing out stuff, when the mind is throwing out stuff, when there's stuff being reflected back at you, it isn't as easy as it sounds to just go, just be aware of what's happening in the moment. Well, for me, the experience right now, it's just not that easy.
Well, it's like, again, what Eckhart says, you can't remind someone when they're in that moment, or you'll get a slap across the face to some degree. It's...
your ego's kind of doing that.
Yeah, because your ego's
giving you a slap in the face saying, "No, buddy, we're doing this right now," or "No, we are going to react this way." And it's that. I guess we've got a lot more to learn, and it would be lovely to pick up some more of those techniques and then be able to share those with people, because I think it's such an important tool. I mean, and there is such peace and happiness when you're in that moment. It feels beautiful, and I mean, we've felt that often in certain things, and I think you can feel that moment easier when you're doing things you love. I think that feeling is more naturally there when you're actually doing something you enjoy, whether you're reading a book or you're lying on the beach or you're going for a walk. I think it's a lot easier to feel that little sense of awareness.
Well, you have to have a reference point of what that feels like, especially when you're just beginning. But I think it's key that you need to practice. This needs to become part of your life, your way of being, and you will get better and better and better at being aware of what's going on and choosing to not allow the ego or the mind to overrun and run out of control or run the show. And just bring it back down to... Into your body, ground your energy. And then make choices from that place other than just,
Because it is also the happy moments are easier to connect with, but it's the moments, the darker moments where things aren't, that are quite reactive and like, oh my God, what's going on? Why am I feeling angry? Why am I feeling like this? It's in those moments that there's real power in that awareness. So the happy moments highlight and give us a sense of that awareness. But we're not necessarily, we're just going with the happy feelings. But there is that feeling of awareness in the happy moments too. If we can then use that experience to bring across to the harder moments, because it's in the harder moments that we have true awareness.
But you need to pause, don't you? Everyone sort of says it in a different way. In those moments, if you're about to get on the phone with someone because you're annoyed, or if you're about to send an email, type it out, but then delete it because you can't send that, that angry energy, because you know what? The other person's not going to like it, so you've got to get your energy back in check to create from a much better place. And you know what? You will be incredibly surprised at the outcome when you change your energy in those,
Well, that actually just reminds me something that Eckhart and Oprah were talking about yesterday in an interview I was listening in the car. It's about finding the stillness first. Find a place of stillness first before you do anything, whether you're going up on stage, whether you're going into a meeting, whether you're sending an email. It's find a place of stillness first.